Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Januz Rojas, and I'll be talking about the modes of persuasion. You guys are probably wondering what exactly it is and how it's even relevant. The modes of persuasion is an ethical strategy for convincing your audience. It is the art of persuading is important because it is the bread and butter of today's advertising campaigns. The objective of this briefing is for each listener to know what the mode of persuasions are, and more importantly, on how the mode of persuasion plays a key role in today's advertising. The mode of persuasion are ethos, logos, and pathos. It was introduced by the great Aristotle, dating back in ancient Greece. Aristotle believed that the art of persuasion required the understanding of ethos, logos, and pathos in order to influence your audience, and knowing these three tactics will allow any speaker to appeal to its audience. Ethos means credibility or trustworthiness. Ethos is used to persuade you by bringing someone who is widely known and well respected to add credibility to their claims. This is widely used when it comes to advertising because of the fact that bringing someone on board who is well respected or a subject matter expert would seem more reliable than someone who is talking about a product that knows nothing about the product or they have no ties to it. For example, let's talk about one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan. We all know about his shoe brand Air Jordans, who makes millions of dollars in revenue each year, and he is one of the few sports athletes whose net worth is worth a whopping $1 billion. His brand is extremely successful, and they use him all the time for his advertisement campaigns. And you wonder why? Because he is one of the basketball players' greatest player of all time. I mean, he is a Hall of Famer. He is a 5 times NBA most valuable player, 6 times NBA championship. You know, there's no doubt that he is one of the most decorated athletes as far as basketball-wise. And his advertisement campaigns involve him because of his accomplishment as a basketball player, and it has a lot of credibility and a lot of trustworthiness because he is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, like I said. The next one is logos. It kind of sounded like Legos, but it's not, so let's not get confused. Logos means logic or reasoning. Logos is used to persuade you by using statistics, and it's one of the popular tactics that they use. They focus on facts, recorded evidence, and historical data. Logos like to use factual information to attract customers. Consumers are more likely to be attracted when they hear 100% money-back guarantee if you're not satisfied with the product. I mean, simple statements like that get you hooked. And I mean, it's within logic or reasoning. You know, if I buy something and if I don't like it, and if I can get 100% refund, why would I not buy that product? So it's pretty much like a free trial. So advertisement campaign main goal is to get you interested in our products. For example, we all know about sexual education, and it's pretty relevant. We want people to have the best sexual education they can get at school. And you know, for some schools, the sexual education is focused mainly on abstinence. It's the only way to avoid STDs, and that's how it is for my school back in high school. You know, in a perfect world, that would be the best answer. But it is 2017, and sex is more acceptable than 50 years ago. You know, kids are having sex nowadays younger than they were, 50 years ago. You know, if a condom company like Trojan comes out with an advertising saying that abstinence is not the only way, it gets people who are sexually active interested right away. You know, abstinence will definitely keep you from getting STDs, but we all know it is not the only way. Logo is successful because consumers love seeing numbers. We love seeing charts. We love seeing graphs. We want to see the success of the company being painted in our brains, in our minds. We all love drama and romance movies. They have emotional appeal that we can relate to, especially movies like, The Notebook, maybe even Forrest Gump, or maybe even adventure or action and adventure movies like The Lone Survivor. It makes you even want to join the army if you get you feed up off that, and you might even go see the recruiter and sign up for the army because of the movie Lone Survivor. Pathos means emotional appeal. Pathos is used by feeding on emotions like happiness, sadness, fear, and it is a successful advertising tactic because they use emotions to get you interested. We're all humans and we all have emotions. There is no one human being in this world who can say that they have no emotions. Even the people that they say that, oh, I'm cold-hearted, I have no emotions. That's just not true. Even animals, even our pets, they all have emotions. For example, a lot of people love adorable little puppies, and who wouldn't? They're cute, they're sweet, and they're adorable. They're pretty much the best friend that mankind has been blessed with. Every time that I see a pet adoption commercial, I start feeling tingly inside. My eyes start watering, and I start crying a little bit, and my wife even went like, yo, what's wrong with you? You see, I'm emotionally attached because, I love dogs, and I love my little girl, Sophie, that I adopted back at Fort Bragg, back when I was over there. Pathos uses emotional appeal to appeal to their audience and get them hooked and interested. It is extremely successful because due to the fact that everyone has emotions. Even people that don't claim that they do. There's going to be an emotion that you are going to be drawn to, and companies advertising will feed off that emotion. It is very clear how important the mode of persuasion are for advertising, and that knowing these three tactics will allow any speaker to appeal to its audience. Ethos, logos, and pathos plays an important part of today's advertisement campaigns. Aristotle introduced it in ancient Greece, and it is one of the bread and butter of today's advertising. Ethos is used by tying someone who adds credibility to the product for it to be successful. Logos is used by using logic or reasoning, and the most popular way is using statistics. And the third one means pathos, and it's used by tying an emotional appeal that an audience can relate to. The mode of persuasion plays an important part of today's advertising. It is proven with a long history dating back from ancient Greece that if you know the street tactics, any speaker will appeal to its audience. So if you need to persuade someone, make sure that you know the modes of persuasion, because it is proven that knowing them will make you appeal to your audience. Or perhaps when your kids come home from school and they ask for your help to go around the neighborhood and sell some cookies for a fundraiser for school, you will be equipped with knowledge and will be able to persuade your neighbors to buy those cookies. Thank you very much for listening, and thank you very much for letting me use your time.